Record. Okay, welcome to today's call. Missy Reber asked me to jump on and do a call about understanding volume a little bit more. A little bit about me. My name is Crystal Smith. I am actually one of Missy Reber's Star Diamond coaches. I've been coaching now for 2.5 years. And so I have built my business to where right now I'm supporting my family 100% off my Beachbody income. My husband's finishing school right now. He will be graduating in December as a high school health teacher. So when he decided that he was going to be a health teacher, I decided to be a coach because there's, living off a teacher's income, it's like, So yeah, it's a huge blessing that I'm able to support us right now. And, as Beachbody's disclaimer, all your hard work comes through your hard work and your consistency and your diligence to Beachbody. So I just have to throw that out there. Okay, so I have some slides that I'm going to share with you guys. Okay, and these slides are from Brigida. So I want to say thank you to Brigida for providing these slides for me. And I have done this training for, this is like my 4th time doing the training. So hopefully I cover everything that, and help you guys have a better understanding of volume and how it works. So when I started coaching, we start making most of our money off of the 25% commission from everything that we sell. And as I was going through, I was, wanting to increase my income, and I just kept hearing coaches talk over and over again saying how coaches make the most off of their volume. And so this is where I really dove into deep. I was watching Brigida's trainings on volume. I was watching other top coaches trainings on volume and learning on how I can increase my volume so I can increase my paychecks. And as a team leader, you need that 5,000 volume on your week leg to be a team leader. So 5,000 a month to be that team leader. So it's important for you to, understand that you need to get that volume up. This is something that I strive, to make a goal every single month, is to make it, at least for me right now, I'm aiming to hit 20,000 a month on volume on my week leg. And, it's going to increase every time, you place more coaches on your legs. So let's just get into it. So the definitions that you'll see in your back office and on the Beachbody website, you'll see PV, and that is your personal volume. This is volume that is generated from your personal orders or your customers' orders. TV is team volume. So this is the volume that is created by the coaches in your whole entire downline. Then you have your left volume, the volume that is created by all the coaches on your left leg. And then you have the right volume, and that is the volume that is created by all the coaches on your right leg. And it doesn't matter if these coaches are your personally sponsored coaches or not. It's all those coaches that are placed on either leg. Okay, so first is coach ranks, okay? So as a coach, we need 50 PV, which can be your personal volume or from volume from a customer. So when I say volume from a customer is if you sell a challenge pack, that volume can make you an active coach. You just need that 50 PV to be an active coach. As an Emerald, you need 50 volume as well. But let me state that if you're wanting those leads from Beachbody, the customer leads and the Success Club leads, you need the 90 PV home direct volume, and that comes from your Shakeology order. So you need to have that in order to receive those leads from Beachbody as an Emerald coach. As a Ruby, you need 75 PV, and as a Diamond, you need 100 PV. And, you know, you're probably thinking, well, most of you are probably Diamonds, and so you're like, well, my Shakeology is only 90 PV. Well, you can get that other 10 PV from the orders that you are have coming through your business center to help you create that 100 volume to make you active for a Diamond coach. And a lot of you are probably maybe thinking, well, like how is this volume created? And every product that is in that we have in Beachbody, it has a certain amount of volume associated with it. And so, like, example, Shakeology is that 90 volume. So those are what you need. And then also 1 star to 15 star, you need 200 PV for those ranks. And again, you know, you have your Shakeology order coming through, but you also have sales coming through, which help make you an active status for that 1 to 15 star. Okay, so team cycle bonuses. So I actually didn't understand this whole team cycle bonuses until after I became a Diamond and I started seeing more of my team cycle bonuses come in. So basically what happens is they take 200 volume from one leg and 100 volume from your other leg, and that equals 1 cycle bonus. So you get paid out on that. Okay, so as the team cycle bonuses go through, as an Emerald coach, you get paid $14 for every cycle that goes through. If you guys jump on, if you could just mute yourselves, that'd be awesome. And so as an Emerald coach, you get paid $14 for every cycle. So every 200 points that they take from one leg, 100 points from the other leg, they swipe that out and pay you $14 as an Emerald coach. As a Ruby coach, you get paid $16. As a Diamond coach, you get paid $18. You can have up to 96 cycles in one day. So you can have where they take, you know, the 200 and the 100 and they swipe it out. That can happen up to 96 times in one day. But you also have to realize too, if you are an Emerald coach, it caps out at $250. Okay. So if you have, like, say, you know, 100,000 volume on one of your legs and 100,000 on the other leg, you're not going to get paid out all of that. It's only going to cap out at 250. So you want to make sure that you're advancing rank to your Ruby, to your Diamond, to your Star Diamond. And I mean, if you were a 10 to 15 star Diamond, you know, you would be getting paid to $12,000 a week as to only 250. So it's important that you're also advancing in rank so you're not capping out on that amount of volume every week. So it's important to advance. Okay, so the carryover volume. So this is the volume that doesn't get used in the day. So how you can check that is you can go to your back office, go to My Business, My Volume, and then My Carryover Volume. This is a picture of Brigida's back office. And as if you can see, she has 96 cycles in one day. And then she also has her carryover volume right here on her left leg and her carryover volume on her right leg. And what happens is when, you know, you cap out on that 96 cycles in one day, all that volume is going to be carried over into the next day. And so all that volume is going to be eventually used, but it will just cycle into the next day, starting over again. And so, yeah, it's really cool that it just carries over. So the master flush, I used to get really super confused with this, but it's pretty awesome that it does this. So I just also have to go back on the carryover volume just for a second. You also want to make sure that you are maintaining an active status, because your carryover volume isn't going to wash away until you have a master flush. So you want to make sure that you're staying up on your coach fees so that your volume is also getting carried over, so you don't lose out on that volume. Okay, so a master flush. So basically what a master flush is every 5,000 lifetime cycles that happens, a master cycle occurs. So you're probably thinking, what the heck does that mean? So basically what will happen is, if you can see here, if you guys can mute yourselves, that would be awesome. Sorry, I just hear myself echoing. So this is the lifetime cycles that are happening. So every 5,000 lifetime cycles, so when 96 cycles, keep reoccurring to 5,000. So once, if you can see here, it's 19,187. So once it hits 20,000, it's going to do a master flush. And what that does is it will take a max of the 5,000 volume, team volume on your strong leg, and it will leave that there, but swipe everything out and just clean everything out. And then everything that is on your weak leg will also carry over into the next cycle. And basically why they do this is just to help balance things out, so we have more of a stable business and everything. So that's what a master flush is. So the 2-to-1 ratio versus the even legs. So my business is actually more of a 2-to-1 ratio. And what that is so I am placed on Missy Reber's strong leg, which I believe is also Brigitta's strong leg. So I have a lot of volume that is created on my strong leg. So what I did is I went in and I just put all my building coaches on my weak leg to help build up that volume so I could get paid out more cycles on my weak leg. So the benefits to that, it's easy to identify where additional coach or additional business centers should be placed. So when I opened my second CBC, I automatically knew that I was going to place it on that leg, on my weak leg, because I needed more volume that's going to happen on that leg. I now place all my orders through my second CBC. So what happens is all my orders that are placed in my second CBC, I get paid the commission, but also that volume runs up to my first CBC, so I can get paid off of that volume as well. So that's beneficial. The more opportunity, and then also another benefit is the more opportunity to stack multiple business centers on that weak leg. So, once my second CBC goes to 2-star, I can open up a third business center, and I would place that actually under my weak leg in my second CBC to help create that volume as well. So yeah. And then even legs. So I've met a lot of coaches that have pretty much even legs, and I find that this more happens when coaches are placed on their coach's weak leg. And just kind of depends on, where they're placed or whatever, but they basically are having to build kind of both legs. And, there's a lot of good benefits to that because you get to place builders on both sides. And it's easier for you to advance rank a lot faster because you're more balanced out. And then you're more likely to use all the volume for every cycle and so forth. So those are kind of like the benefits of that. So this is actually Brigitta's back office. And if you guys can see her volume, this is what, her volume was in 2012. And this was the team cycle volume. And then on her left leg. And then this was her team cycle on her right leg. And then this was her paycheck. And if you can see, like, her volume kind of stayed the same throughout the past, those past 3 years. But also, like, her volume, like, was increasing tremendously. And so, like, it just goes to show you that you actually make more money off of your team cycle bonuses than you do off your commission. And this was one thing that really struck me was, wow, I really need to build my team volume, because I can make more money if I get my volume up as to, selling 100 challenge packs every single month. There was a really big benefit. And, also get your coaches to, help your coaches to get building too, because it helps with that team volume. And so you can see here, like, her volume just increased tremendously, and then her paychecks were outstanding. Okay. Sorry. Okay, there we are. Yeah, so basically that is volume, and how, I've really focused on it. And like I said, I really focus on putting most of all my builders on my weak leg to really get that volume up, because I also have a really strong leg. And so I was just like, okay, I just need to focus on really placing coaches on that leg, getting them to build, helping them to help me create that volume so I could be getting paid out more on those team cycle bonuses. So I know a lot of you probably have questions, so we can open it up. If you have any questions, let me unmute you all.
We're going to hold them at the side. Bart, come over here.
I have a quick question for you. This is Dixie.
Hi, Dixie.
So I kind of have a different situation, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that are in the same situation with how, I guess, where I was placed when I signed up as a coach. I was signed up on my sponsor's weak leg. Mm-hmm. So essentially, what's the best way to explain it? I don't have any of her. The only volume that is ever built besides me and my team is her. Because of where she's placed, there's nobody else above her that's like helping build either side of my leg. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So she's really dormant right now. She's about to have her 4th baby. So she has not been pushing the business for the last 4 or 5 months. So at this point, I don't have anyone that's like gung-ho on building. I feel like they're all still kind of like the hobby coach. They haven't really set their mind to the non-negotiable of always hitting Success Club 5. So right. Is it best for me to just continue to build even? Because that's kind of what I've been doing, because I don't really have a strong leg or a weak leg, because I don't have strong builders on either side right now.
Yeah. So I know Brigitte is going to talk more about placement tomorrow, but okay. I would actually, this is what I would do if I was in your predicament. I would just start recruiting like a mad woman and just start placing coaches opposite, back and forth. Okay. It's really hard because you don't know who's going to, take off in this business. And it's like a gambling game, basically. And so you kind of just want to place those coaches back and forth and become a recruiter, like a mad recruiter. That's what I've had to do to really build my volume is just recruit a lot of people to help bring up that volume. And I would just place them back and forth because you really don't know who is going to build and who's not. You'll have those people that say they're going to build and then they don't do anything. And then you have those discount coaches that turn around to be amazing builders. So you kind of just I would just go back and forth placing those coaches and and really just become a recruiter and explain to your coaches how important it is for them to build their team as well, because that's going to help you with that volume. Missy, do you have anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm doing like extreme, so I'm out of breath. I'm like doing plyo lunges over here. Okay. So here's my advice is that you guys need to look like Crystal's done this. Like she said, she went back and forth, back and forth. And the reason you do that with builders right now is because you want to be 5-star. So my second year, I stacked my strong leg, which my strong leg is Crystal's strong leg and Brigitta's strongest leg. And so against, like the idea of stacking your weak leg, I stacked my strong leg with builders, because to go 5-star, you need 2 and 3. 2 diamonds on one side, 3 on the other. So like Crystal said, you want to make sure right now that you guys are building pretty evenly. And until you're basically like a double diamond where you feel like you have 2 strong emeralds on each side, you should be stacking evenly. So think of your business that way right now, of going double diamond. So that's 8 coaches, 2 emeralds on each side. And like Crystal said, like, you never know who's going to take off. Sometimes it's people you don't think, and so you don't really know. And then once you get 2 diamonds on your strong leg, then you can go to really, stacking deep in your weak leg. And that's what Crystal's been doing, is really stacking that weak leg. She has her second CBC over there, and so that's been good. But yeah, I would go back and forth and look at it that way, that until you're a 5-star, you're really going to have to continue to add builders to your strong leg, because that's what you want.
Yeah.
Because that's where elite is, and that's where you get bonus level, really, where it matters. Because the 2-star diamond bonus is like $1,000, which is great, but you want to go 5-star and 10-star. So. But every level and every strategy has its problems. So like Dixie, you're saying, like you don't have any volume really coming from up top, and that's frustrating. But the truth is like, you got to just bloom where you planted and just go after it. I really seen Crystal's like the perfect person for this call, because she just goes after it and doesn't make excuses. She was like, well, I want to grow my volume, so I'm going to recruit. And so she goes after it. And that's why she's been so successful. So Brigitta is going to go over tomorrow, like really like the nitty gritty of where to place people that benefits you the most financially. So that's kind of what she's going to go over tomorrow, which will help. And she can share some more insight with you guys. But yeah, so great job, Crystal.
Thank you.
I'm like, I think you understand it better than I do. I'm like, oh, you explained that really well.
Yeah, I've had to research a lot. Do any of you guys have any other questions about volume? I know I fully didn't understand volume until I became a diamond, because that's like kind of when you see it more happen in your business. I feel like when your coaches start to build and you start seeing that, team cycle bonus paycheck, you're like, oh, wow, I just, made $28, or whatever. So yeah. Any other questions before we end the call? All right. Well, thank you guys so much for getting on, and hopefully I'll post the recording in the leader page, and yeah, we'll go from there. So have an awesome Tuesday. We'll see you guys.